All right. So we've been talking about ecology. We've been talking about, in particular, food webs, food pyramids. If you remember that the different labels, what the different levels of that energy pyramid, each of those are called trophic levels. Yeah, it's good. Those are each called trophic levels. So remember, at the very beginning of the trophic level are going to be your producer level, which would be your plants. Anything that does photosynthesis, any autotroph, anything that produces its own energy will be on that first trophic level. Now, it uses up a good portion of that energy that comes in from the sun, not yet, in order to do its regular function and its job. The first consumer level, if you remember, those are your primary consumers. A lot of times those are just going to be herbivores, things that are going to only eat greenery or plants. Every now and then you might get a first level primary consumer that is also an omnivore, so it'll be eating either meat or just plants or vegetables. Then you've got your secondary trophic level and third level trophic level. Then depending upon how high your trophic levels are, you might have tertiary or higher. And then off to the side, you're going to have your decomposers and your detrivites, because everything at some point is going to die, and then it's going to be broken down by your decomposers or your detrivites in order to be turned back into what we come from originally, right? You've all heard the term from ashes to ashes, dust to dust. So we all end up worm food, if you will, at some point. Now, what we want to look at today is one particular food web. One food web for an owl. What owls do, and there's going to be a short little video, either in this corner, or it might be in this corner, or this corner, or this corner, but there'll be a short little video that's going to show you an owl, and what they do is they throw up the non-digestible parts of their diet. That would be things like fur, hair, bones, anything that they've eaten that they're not able to consume, they're then going to throw that up. So, and that is called an owl pellet. This is an owl pellet. And this is the piece of an owl, or the throw-up portion of an owl, all the parts that the owl was not able to consume. Okay? And Dublin, leave that alone. That's not for you. So Dublin is going to break open this owl pellet into individual pieces, and we're going to find out what we can find in here. Go ahead. Keep it right there. Keep it right here. Go ahead. Oh, there's something hard right there already, isn't there? What'd you find?
I'm not sure. Maybe a clump of food. So we are going to be looking for the bones on the inside.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Oh, look at that.
There's a bone.
There's a bone right there. It's got some fur on it.
Weird.
So there's the bone of something it ate.
I'm going to take a big piece off of here. Oh, that's a big piece. See any bones in here?
Yeah, sure do. Look, there's one right there.
Here's a bone. So, can you explain what we're going to be doing with these bones?
Well, sometimes what people do is they will take all of these little bones and they will try to put them on a chart and try to figure out exactly what animal this was. It looks like these might be ribs.
Oh, I see. There's some more bones in here.
Oh, there's a skull bone. It looks like the top. Yep. Look at that. That's a skull. So let's set that guy right there. And let's try to get some of this fur off and see if we can figure out what this guy is.
There's some more bones in here.
More bones?
Yep.
That's a big one. Is that another skull? Yep, it sure is.
We have like another bone like right here.
Okay, so I'm gonna move to the side and move this stuff out of the way.
There's some more bones in here.
There's a head.
Okay.
Here's a bunch more fur. Let me get this out of the way, and I'm going to put this back in front of the camera.
got some more bones here.
More bones?
Yep.
Excellent.
Oh, we got a big one right here. Oh, there's a big one. Oh, this is a super big.
All right, there's a nice, looks like it might be the skull bone from a vole, maybe, a very, very small little animal, little rodent-like thing. I'll put that right there.
I got a bone right here.
There's a lower jaw.
That seems like a leg bone.
It does look like a leg jaw. Look at this one.
Bone,
Looks like teeth.
leg bone.
See, this is a lower jaw for something. You see the little teeth right there?
Yeah.
I bet he goes with this guy, because there's his upper teeth. Look at that. Chomp, chomp, chomp. I bet that was a little mole that used to run around underground.
We got some more pieces.
Yep, there's his other. So there's the full skull piece right there. There's a leg bone. This looks like a leg bone. There's some ribs. There's another leg bone. There's some more ribs. Lots of little bones in there.
I felt something hard in this piece right here.
Did you see anything yet?
No. Oh.
Here's a pretty good piece of a leg bone. Lots of fur, so, and rib bones, lots of rib bones. So this is a pretty good find because we ended up with two skulls. There's a larger one and then there's a smaller one. And a lot of little...
I think there's some rib bones in here.
Yeah, there probably are. There's a tooth bone. Piece of a little small tooth.
Oh, there's a big bone here.
Got it. Oh, yeah. Look at that.
What type of bone is it?
Well, these critters had at least 4 legs, didn't they? That's another one. It's a good one. That's a big piece right there. Big bone. Bone. Here's a rib.
I found a big bone right here.
That's the toothpick bone. That's the bone of a toothpick monster. Leg bone. Leg bone. Rib. So I think just looking at this particular owl pellet, we can pretty much make the assumption that this particular owl, his food web, wherever he lives, includes these little rodent guys. 2 little rodents, and by the looks of their sharp front teeth,
I got more bones here.
they have sharp front teeth, so these rodents most likely were meat eaters because they would use, and then they would, well, actually, no, these could be, they could use these sharper teeth to help pull root out of the ground or seeds and crack seeds open. And the majority of their actual teeth look a lot more like molars than they do any other kind of sharp teeth. So most likely these were, now that I pay more attention to the teeth, these very well could have been primary consumers, which could have been herbivores, including this one.
Oh, that's a big bone.
See that? Yep, that's a good, oh, that's a lower jaw for this one. So these two go together. Chomp, 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 chomp. So what we'll do is I'll take we'll look at some, I'll try to find some good pictures of some voles, and we'll post those either here or here or here or here or here or here. There'll be some pictures that we can look at and then kind of give us an idea about what these guys look like.
Oh, these are a big bone.
But there we go. That's, and then all the rest of this is going to be just all the fur that the owl was not able to digest. Here's another rib cage or rib bone. And that's that. What do you think? You have anything you want to add? Hey, anything you want to tell them? All right, well, we're good.
I found most of the bones.
Yep, he found most of the bones. Bye-bye.